Hello, Algebra 1. Today we are going to be talking about mean, median, and mode, and then if we have time, I don't want to make your video too long, we'll also do a little review from yesterday and the day before. Okay. So mean, median, and mode are something that you should have heard of in the past in middle school. All of these things are called measures of central tendency. I know that's kind of a strange phrase, and it's a number that's used to represent a central number in a data set, and there are three of these: mean, median, and mode. So mean is just another name for average. And the mean of n numbers is the sum of the numbers divided by n. So this just means we add up all the numbers that we have and we divide by how many numbers there were. Okay? So like when I determine your class average, I add up all of your scores and I divide by how many people are in our class, which the computer does for me. Okay, now the median is something different. The median is the middle number when all the numbers are written in order. And if there are two numbers in the middle, then the median is the average or the mean of the middle numbers. All right, and then finally we have the mode. This one's the easiest. The mode is the number that occurs most frequently in your number set, or in a data set can have many modes or no mode. All right, so let's give it a try. First thing you do when you need to find mean, median, mode is put all of your numbers in order. So let's take a second and go ahead and do that. Poof, it's magic. I put them in order for you. So if you'd like to go ahead and write those down, you can. Okay, feel free to pause the video. All right, so now I took all of these numbers and I put them in order. Okay, and another thing that would be really good to do is to count your numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are 15 of them. And then I recount and I make sure that I have 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, we're all set. So now, to find the mean, I go ahead and I add up all these numbers. Okay, so that's 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9. No, this is not very exciting. Plus 12 plus 15 plus 16 plus 18 plus 19 plus 20. Okay, hopefully I had all of those. And I get 157. So that's the sum part, adding them all up, and then we divide by our total number of numbers, which was 15. And that gives us about 10.47. Notice I rounded to the nearest hundredth here. All right, so now for the median, we're looking for the middle number. So what you're going to do is very carefully, you're going to go back and forth, left, right, and you're going to cross off one number as you go. Make sure you don't skip any. So left and right, and the purpose of doing this is to find the number that's left over in the middle. So left, right, and the number that's in the middle is 9. Okay, so there should be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers on one side and 7 numbers on the other side, and then the 9 in the middle, and that's my median. And then the mode is the number that occurs most frequently. So if you look, you have 2 4s and you also have 2 9s. And so our mode is 4 and 9. Both of them are modes. All right, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Let's try it again. All right, so first we have to order our numbers. I'm going to count them first though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 numbers. And poof, they're in order again for you. Go ahead and pause the video and write these down, or maybe you put them in order yourself. We do want to count to make sure that we still have all 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, looks good. So mean, this is the annoying one. We have to add all these numbers up. Oh, and I'm just the nicest teacher ever. Look, I added them all up for you. There it is. And when we add them all up, we get 481. And then we always divide by how many numbers there are, which was another reason to go ahead and count these at the beginning. So we're dividing by 14. And when we divide, we'll round to the nearest hundredth. So we have a mean of about 34.36. Okay, our median is our middle number. So something to know, whenever you have an even number of numbers, okay, 14 is an even, usually, or not usually, always you have two numbers in the middle. So let's see how that happens. Go left to right, cross off one at a time, left, right, left, right, left, right, two numbers in the middle. All right, so when that happens, what you're going to do is you're going to find the mean or the average of these two numbers. So we will add them together and then divide by 2. And basically this is finding what number is right between 21 and 24. Make sure when you type this in to your calculator, you can't just put divide by 2. That's only dividing the 24 by 2. Okay, so you got to press enter, then divide by 2. And that'll give you 22.5. So that's your median. That's the number that's right in the middle. Okay, and the only time we'll have to do that is when we have an even number of numbers. All right, the mode is the number that occurs most frequently, and if we look, looks like all of our numbers are different. We don't have any repeated, so there is no mode. Okay. What do you notice about the difference in the value of the mean and the median? Why do you think this is true? Well, if you look here, these are pretty different. This one's over 34 and this one's 22.5. So something important to realize is that the average is going, or the mean is going to be affected by all these different values in the data set. So for example, look at this 200. See how big this number was compared to everything else? So when we found our average or our mean became much larger than our median because of this huge value. Okay, so for example, if you're finding your class average and there were a couple people that got 100%, that's going to pull your average up. Or likewise, if you have a couple people who did really, really bad, they didn't get a very good score, that's going to pull the average down because it was such a small number. The value of this number doesn't affect the median, right? Because when I find my median, I'm just crossing off my numbers left and right. This could have been like a 50 and it wouldn't have affected my median here because I'm still just crossing off left and right. But it would affect my mean because if this was a 50, when I add all this up, it's going to be a smaller number than 481. Okay, so we're going to say the mean is much higher because the 200 pulls the mean up. Okay, it's a much larger number than everything else, so it's going to pull that average up. All right, the table below is from Forbes magazine. It shows the 10 highest paid athletes based on calculations from June of 2013. We're going to calculate the mean, the median, and the mode. In terms of the mode right now, if you look, all of these values are different, so we're just going to go ahead and say none for the mode right now. Okay, for the mean, we're going to go ahead and add all these up. I'm actually going to make you watch me type this in this time. So it would be interesting to see how many of these athletes' names you recognize. Okay, I know there are at least a few on here that you know for sure. Rest in peace, Kobe, for example. Okay, I think I got all of them. Yep, that's what it says for my notes. So 552.5. Be careful, this is actually in millions, right? And we're dividing by how many people there were, which there are 10. So that's an average of about 55.25 million dollars per athlete. So I think they're probably doing okay. All right, now median, 10 highest paid actors. That's an even number. That means that you're going to have two numbers in the middle. Okay, odd number, you only have one number in the middle. Mean or even number, you'll have two. So I'm just going to go back and forth. What's nice is that these are already in order for me. You're going to get these two guys, Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, right here in the middle. And really, when you're finding this mean, you're finding what number is between 49 and 51, which is 50. Okay. However, the way you could calculate that mathematically, you're adding them up and you're dividing by 2. Okay. 51 plus 49, divide by 2. So there's your 50, and that's $50 million. All right, let's just take a couple minutes to review some of the ideas from the past few days. So which situation is cheaper for the buyer? Prove your answer mathematically. Purchasing a $40 sweatshirt that is 60% off, or purchasing a $40 sweatshirt that is 50% off and then an additional 10% off. So what we talked about yesterday is that the combined discount is always better. Okay, option 1 will always be better, but let's go ahead and prove it. So if we're getting 60% off, that's a 0.60 times my $40 sweatshirt. Remember, this is just finding me my discount. So that's $24. That's $24 discount. So now let's subtract the 24 off of my $40. And I'm getting my sweatshirt for $16 total. Nice. All right, so now let's try it the other way. We're getting 50% off and then 10% off. So 50% off my $40 sweatshirt. You can probably do that in your head because 50% of 40 is just 20. Okay, and that's your discount. So again, we can subtract that off of the 40. Again, that's just going to be the same thing because 50% is half off. But now we're taking an additional 10% off of that. So 0.10 times your new cost is 20. And that's 2. And that's your discount. So now subtract it from your 20 and it'll be $18. Okay, so the 60% off is better for you by $2. All right, preferred brands. A marketing firm polled 1,000 people on their favorite sports brands. Notice 1,000 here, that's our total. First thing we want is what percent of people did not choose Nike. Did not choose Nike, notice. So, all right, what we're going to do is we are going to, oh, it looks like my battery is, yeah, that's not so good. Okay, all right, my battery's dying. So not choosing Nike, we're just going to take 100% and we're going to subtract off our 29%. And that will give us 71%. Now it's asking us how many people chose specific sports brands. So how many people chose Adidas? This is a percent. We'll have to change it to a decimal, 0.26, and then we are multiplying by our total, which is 1,000. So this is from a few days ago. So that's 260 people. How many people chose Champion or Under Armour? Okay, so Champion or Under Armour. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just add those up right now. 19 and 16. So that's 35% total chose Champion or Under Armour. And then we're multiplying that by our total. And that should give you 350 people. All right, so the last thing we want to do is review how to do these prediction problems. Use the survey to predict how many people would choose Nike if the survey were expanded to poll 3,000 people. So again, what we'll do is we'll start with the situation we know. Okay, we know that 29% of people in our situation chose Nike. That's 29 out of 100. Okay, and it's out of 100 because it's 29%. If we had how many actual people chose Nike, we could put that number out of 1,000 because 1,000 is our total people, but we don't have that, so I'm just going to write it as the percent. 29 people out of 100 equals, and now the new survey has 3,000 total people. So 3,000 will go on the bottom. We're looking for who chose Nike, so that will be my X on top. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cross multiply. So 29 times 3,000 that's 87,000 equals, cross multiply, 100 times X is 100X. And then we'll just go ahead and divide by 100 on each side. And that's 870 people. All right, let's try that one more time. Use the survey to predict how many people would choose Adidas if the survey were expanded to poll 3,000 people. So Adidas is 26%. Now you have two options here, okay? We can either say the 26 out of 100, like we did up here. However, we actually figured out how many people chose Adidas. It was 260. So your other option is to do 260 out of 1,000. And it's 1,000 because it was 1,000 total people. So this is dealing with the percent, this is dealing with the number of people. It is the same thing. It doesn't matter which one you use. Okay, because if you math frac both of these, you'll get the same thing. So I'm just going to go with the number of people just to make it a little different. I'm still polling 3,000 people. That's my total down here. And my X will go on top. And then we'll cross multiply. So it's going to be 1,000x equals 260 times 3,000, 780,000. And then we'll divide by 1,000. Divide. And you should get 780 people. All right, great. We got in some mean, median, mode, and some review. Awesome. Flip the page. Let's talk about what we're going to do on your homework. So worksheet 4 is just focused on mean, median, and mode. It's just front and back, but you can go ahead and cross off 3 and 4. Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You have some review on the back as well. Okay, but 3 and 4 you can get rid of. All right, there you go. Have a great day.